Your dog just licked your face. You smiled. You thought, "She loves me." You probably let her do it again. That was a mistake. Not just for hygiene reasons, though yes, that too, but because of what you just communicated to your dog without realizing it. Because what you read as a kiss isn't a kiss. It's a request. Ancient, instinctive, hardwired millions of years before humans existed, before apartments existed, before the phrase "good girl" existed. There's one moment in this story when you find out what's actually happening inside your dog's brain the second she reaches for your face, after which you will never read that gesture as affection again. You'll see it for exactly what it is. To understand it, you have to go back to where it started. A wolf den. Picture this. A she-wolf returns from the hunt. The pups launch themselves at her and start licking her muzzle, bottom to top, persistent, escalating, over and over, until she regurgitates. That's the point. Semi-digested meat from the mother's stomach is the only way to feed pups that aren't ready for solid food yet. Muzzle licking is a feeding request, biologically precise, instinctively programmed. "Mom, I'm hungry. Give me what you brought back." Now look at your dog reaching for your face. She's not kissing you. She's asking for food. Or not food exactly. That's a distinction we'll get to in a moment. But the mechanism is ancient, wolfish, and has nothing to do with what you call love. Welcome to the real story of licking. Here's what makes this particularly interesting. The first time a puppy licks its mother's muzzle, it isn't making a decision. It isn't thinking, "Let me try this approach to ask for food." The reflex fires automatically, like a sneeze, like blinking when a light hits your eyes. The nervous system receives the signal, "Hungry, adult pack member nearby," and runs the program. That program is written into the canine nervous system at the same level as breathing, and it doesn't disappear with age. An adult dog licking your face is a puppy still running a puppy signal. Not because she never grew up, because the signal keeps working. You respond. You smile. You laugh. You pet her. Sometimes you give her a treat. From the dog's brain's perspective, signal sent, response received, pattern confirmed. But here's where the second layer starts, and it's more complicated. Licking isn't just about food. It's about hierarchy. In a wolf pack, licking the muzzle of a higher-ranking member is one of the primary submission rituals. A younger wolf or lower-status wolf licks the dominant wolf's face, not to ask for food, but to say, "I acknowledge your status, I'm below you, I'm not a threat." This is called appeasement behavior. Licking as a symbolic act of deference. When your dog licks your face, she's doing one of two things, either asking for something or acknowledging your rank. How to tell them apart? In a moment. But first, the fact that changes everything. When you let your dog lick your face and respond with smiling and laughing, what's happening from the perspective of pack hierarchy? You're taking a passive position. You're not responding with dominant behavior. You're not interrupting the signal. You're accepting it with obvious pleasure. In pack terms, that means one thing. You've accepted the role of the one being petitioned, not the one giving commands, the one being asked. Every time you let your dog lick your face and react with joy, you're shifting the hierarchy slightly in her favor. Not catastrophically, not all at once, but shifting. That doesn't mean you need to stop all physical affection immediately. It means you need to understand what's actually happening, because understanding changes how you respond. Now, how to tell a request from submission and everything else. The body tells you everything. Once you know what to look for, you'll never mix them up again. Number 1. Submission and greeting. Body relaxed, ears back, tail making slow, wide sweeps. She crouches slightly or tilts her head. This is an appeasement signal. She's saying, "You're in charge. I'm glad you're here. Everything's fine." The most common type, and the one most often mistaken for love. Number 2. Demand and dominance. Body tense, gaze fixed. She's pushing against you with her paws or trying to climb higher. This is no longer submission. This is a test, seeing how much control you'll let her take. Every time you respond to this with a smile and a laugh, you shift the hierarchy a little further in her direction. Not catastrophically, but you do shift it. Number 3. Anxiety and stress. She licks you the second you walk in the door, whining, jumping, can't settle. Or she licks you after a loud noise, after tension in the house, after a long stretch alone. This is anxious attachment. You are her living stress relief object. Stability, warmth, predictable response. The signal isn't about you. It's about her internal state. Number 4. Grooming a pack member. She licks one specific spot on your body, methodically, returning to the same place again and again, especially if you're sick, exhausted, or going through something hard. In wolf packs, mutual grooming, licking wounds, tending to each other's coats, is literal care for a pack member's health. Dog saliva contains lysozyme and immunoglobulins. In the wild, licking a wound genuinely aided healing. A dog who methodically tends to you isn't asking and isn't submitting. She's caring for you. This is the rarest type, and the closest thing to what humans call love. 4 completely different behaviors, outwardly identical. Most people never distinguish between them at all. But there's one more thing, the most unexpected fact in this entire story. In 2019, a group of ethologists at the University of Lincoln ran a series of fMRI experiments on dogs during social contact with humans. When a dog licked a person, researchers observed activation of the nucleus accumbens, the same region that lights up when receiving food, physical pleasure, and social reward from other members of the species. In other words, licking feels good to a dog, physiologically, chemically, not just because she's getting something out of it, but in the moment of contact itself. Licking surfaces, fur, people, this is a source of self-soothing for dogs. Under stress, anxiety, discomfort, a dog licks herself, you, the couch, the air. It's a self-regulation mechanism built into the neurochemistry. And here's the question most owners never think to ask. When your dog licks you with particular intensity, is she expressing tenderness or managing stress? That's not a rhetorical question. It's a diagnostic one. A dog who licks you after a loud noise, after conflict in the house, after hours alone, is most likely using you as a calming tool. You are her living anti-anxiety object. Not because she doesn't love you, because her nervous system found in you exactly what it needed: stability, warmth, a predictable response. That's a coping mechanism. Knowing that matters, not to pull away, but to understand what your dog actually needs in that moment. Now, what real attachment looks like. None of this means your dog doesn't love you. Attachment in dogs is real, measurable, neurobiologically documented. Oxytocin release during contact with an owner is a fact, not a metaphor. But a dog's love looks different than you think. It doesn't look like licking. It looks like her lying down next to you when you're sick, not because it's warmer there, but because her nervous system is responding to a shift in your state. It looks like her not moving to the other side of the room when you're struggling, like her monitoring your breathing while you sleep. Documented behavior, recorded on biosensors in studies with owners experiencing depression or serious illness. It looks like her recognizing your footsteps outside the door several seconds before you walk in. It looks like this. When you cry, she comes, quietly, without licking. That's love. No request, no ritual. Now, what to do with this? Licking doesn't need to be banned. It's a language. Banning it entirely is like telling someone they can't use their hands when they talk. This isn't about obedience training, but it's worth setting limits where they matter to you. Licking your face while you're eating or working, interrupt it gently. Not with anger, just a redirect, a neutral command, a calm response. You're not punishing, you're answering. In hierarchy terms, those are completely different things. And the most important thing, read the body, not the gesture. When does she lick you? After what? Is she relaxed or tense? That's the only question that matters. An anxious dog licks differently than a calm one. A dog who's asking licks differently than one who's tending to you. Same gesture, 4 completely different conversations. And now you know how to hear them. Write in the comments, which of the 4 types did you recognize in your dog? Especially curious, has anyone had the 4th type and been misreading it as something else? Subscribe. Here we break down what dogs are saying every day that we keep hearing wrong. And one last thing. The next time she reaches for your face, you'll know exactly what she's saying. Not, "I love you," "I need something from you," or "I need to calm down," or "You're in charge, and that's okay," or "You're not doing well, and I know it." 4 different sentences, all of them honest. Not one of them is a kiss.